Oh, great. All right, guys. Well, I think I am officially set up as the host, it looks like from Josh's message. Josh, are you on? Let me see if I can. I think the default maybe is that everybody's muted, so if you do want to talk to me. Okay. He's coming. Oh, awesome. Here we go. Well, guys, thanks for coming out and joining me this morning. Easter weekend, even. We were just working through a little bit of technical stuff, trying to figure out how the Zoom meeting was set up, whose login it was under. So Josh and I were back and forth a little bit this morning, just trying to get that set up, but I think we're all set now. And as long as as we get started here, if you guys want to make sure your computers are muted, and then I should show up. If you should just be able to see me, and then you won't see other people popping through, unless you have it in gallery view, of course, and then you can see everybody. Awesome. There you are. Hey, Josh. Good morning. All right, well, we can just get started here. I'm Tawny Duster, and I just want to thank you guys for having me this morning to join you in your Versa community, and then I see some faces as well. I shot this out to people that I know, and I know that we have some people joining in. I see Angie in Arizona is out there. It's early for her, and she's here. It's great. Cool. So we're just gonna move for 30 minutes. This is just gonna be kind of a flow to wake us up this morning, and definitely have your coffee close by so that we can kind of all just move together. Sound good? Cool? Awesome. All right, so go ahead and find your mat. I'm gonna make my way back here. Make sure you guys can still hear me okay. So we're gonna start on our backs this morning. I'm pretty sure we started on our back last week when we had our class as well. We don't always start on our back in my class, but it feels like the appropriate thing this morning. So go ahead and lie back. I'm gonna have you bring your feet flat, hands down by your hips, and you start to engage through your core. So if you were here with me last week, we talked a lot about core engagement, finding that neutral pelvic position. So you can kind of drop right into that position. And if that's not something you're familiar with, I just want you to rock your hips forward and back a little bit to kind of find that neutral position, and then feel that core brace get strong. Think about pressing your hip bones down into the floor as your core engages, almost like you were gonna cough on the ceiling. Good. And if you did just join and you could mute your computer or your mic just so that the screen doesn't bounce around, that'd be awesome. So just put your hands down by your sides, and I want you to straighten out your legs, but remember that neutral pelvic position and that strong braced core. Pull your toes towards your face, and then feel your shoulder blades press down into the mat. Get long from your heels to the crown of your head. And try to keep your chin in neutral, so you're just gazing up towards the ceiling. And as you keep pressing down through your palms, I want you to hover your right heel away from the floor. Just notice what that does to your pelvis, to your back. If you immediately try to twist, try to press that left hip back down, core is still engaged, and we're just lifting the right heel away from the floor. Now from here, just really gently, I want you to start to pull that right knee into your chest. But again, be aware of your belly, your hips, what's happening with your spine. And as you pull that right knee in, just let it step right directly over your right hip. Right toes are still pulled back towards your face. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the left leg. So belly's pressing down, nice strong core, and then start to hover that left heel away from the floor. Just feel your belly turn on, keep pressing down through your palms, and then nice and slow, we're gonna pull that knee in to meet the right. So just turning on our core this morning, finding that strong belly position, and then when the left knee meets the right, just grab around your shins and hug it all in. And just rock it side to side, Just try to release your low back. And we're gonna reverse that exactly the way we came in. So bring your hands back down by your hips, bring your knees over your hips, flex your feet towards your face, press your belly down, get strong in your core. Now we're gonna straighten the left leg out. Think for a count of 5. You're reaching through that left heel. Keep that core strong. We're just gonna hover for a moment above the ground and then set it down. Good, and then notice right away what's happening with your hips. Can you keep your belly strong? Press your palms down and then nice and slow, reach your right leg out to meet your left. Hover your right heel away from the floor, and then just set it down. Good, stay here. Reach your arms out like you're gonna make a snow angel on your floor, and reach your arms out, big wide, reach, and then all the way up. And then we'll go back down. We'll do that one more time. So reach long through your fingertips, get broad across your chest, heels reach away, reach your fingertips up, and then reach out. And we're gonna bring our palms back down, spread your shoulder blades on the mat, and we're gonna do that same movement with our legs. This time we'll start with our left leg. So just start to hover your left heel away from the floor, pelvis in neutral, core strong. Good, notice what's happening with your pelvis, with your belly, and then nice and slow, count of 5, start to pull your left knee into your chest. Can you maintain that smooth movement as you pull the left knee in? Hips are pressing down evenly. Good, stay here, knee over hip, and then hover your right heel away from the floor. So just moving really slow, finding a lot of awareness in our body, any compensation that we take as we move through this. Now pull your right knee in to meet your left, nice and slow, belly still presses down. And then when your right knee meets your left, go ahead and wrap your arms around your shins, and we're just gonna take little circles this time. So just rock gently, both directions. Just working out anything in your low back. And we're gonna reverse that pattern. So knees over hips, toes flexed towards your face, pull your belly in. And then we're gonna start by straightening the right leg. Good, keep pressing down evenly through your hips, belly is strong. And then hover that heel away from the floor just for a moment and set it down. Good, left leg's gonna go to meet it. Reach it long, reach through your heel, hover the heel, and set it down. Awesome, one more time, we're gonna reach those arms out and up like a big snow angel, get really, really long, just wake up your body. And this time, arms are gonna reach straight up towards the ceiling, pull both knees into your chest, and you just rock lengthwise on your spine and make your way up to your seat. Whatever feels good there. Whew, that felt like a big roll. Big wake up this morning. Just cross your ankles. Tall through the crown of your head. Just find your seat and reach your fingertips towards the floor. Let your shoulders fall down your back. And then chin's just gonna gently drop down towards your chest. Find some length across the back of your neck. Good, let your chin fall over towards your right shoulder. We're gonna take a circle with our chin this morning. So chin reaches over to the right shoulder. Keep pulling your ribs in and then reach your chin all the way up to the ceiling and over to the left. Pull it all the way back down into your collarbones. And we'll go the other way. So chin over to the left shoulder. Reach it all the way up. And then over to the right. Good, keep that chin drop down towards your collarbones and then find your way towards tabletop. So maybe just roll gently over your ankles, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And when you find your tabletop, we're gonna take knees a little bit wider than hip width. So imagine you're gonna drop into child's pose because we're gonna move back and forth a little bit. So knees just a little bit wider, toes a little bit closer together, and you can let your toenails relax on the floor. I just want you to lean forward, shoulders over your fingertips. As you drop your belly down, lift your heart. And then on an exhale, start to round your spine back and press into your palms as you drop into this, like almost into child's pose, but not quite there. And then inhale, come back up and through. Think belly down, chest forward. Lean over your wrists, over your fingertips, and then round your spine. Press yourself back towards a child's pose position. And one more time, we're gonna drop chest through, finding this cow spine, and then drop hips back And this time we're gonna land. So hips towards heels, walk your fingertips out long and let your forehead rest down on your mat. So stay here in your pose, and I'm gonna talk you through this a little bit. So if your forehead is hovering away from the mat, you can grab a pillow, put your forehead on a pillow, that's cool. Or you can lift your hips up higher, but really try to release any pressure you have in your neck. So we're gonna try to find a modification there so that you can relax your neck. And now walk your hands wider. So let your fingertips walk out almost to the outside edges of your mat. You might not even be on a mat, and that's fine. Just make your hands a little bit wider than shoulder width. And now from here, I want you to press down through your fingertips and hover the palms of your hands away from your mat. So right when you do that, you're gonna feel activation up your arms, under your lats, through your chest, right? So you have like a little home for like a ground squirrel to live in, right? Or a little snail. So press your fingertips down, keep pulling your shoulder blades back, and now pull your low belly in and try to round more through your low back. So you're getting tons of activation, lots of strength. So you pull that belly in, hips pull back, find length under your arms. And now on an inhale, roll your way back up to tabletop. This time, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're gonna tuck our toes under and move our way into cat-cow, a little bit deeper this time. So drop your belly down, lift your heart, and exhale, round it out. Again, inhale, belly down, chest through, and exhale, round. One more time, breathe in. And on this exhale, find your cat spine, and we're gonna roll our way all the way to downward facing dog. And you can get there however you would like, as slowly or as quickly as you want. We're just gonna make our way into hips high, heels back. You can lift and lower your heels. You can bend an elbow, you can bend your knees. Just take a few cycles of breath to really move around in this shape. So let yourself wake up, working out any kinks, anything that's holding on right now. And then eventually just start to make your way into this pose. So palms press into the floor, let your hips lift high, and a little bend in your knees. We're gonna play around a little bit here. So inhale, lift your heels up away from the floor, get really, really high. And then exhale, press your heels back and try to lift your toes. See if you can activate the tops of your feet as your toes lift off the mat. Good, and then press back down, heels lift high. And then heels back, lift your toes again. One more time, breathe in, heels up, and then breathe out, drop your heels, lift your toes. Try to keep your toes lifted. Bend your knees a little bit, a lot of length across the backs of your ankles. And then you're gonna walk your hands towards your feet, keep your toes lifted. Just little steps with your hands. And we're gonna take ragdoll at the back of our mat. Try to keep your toes up. Cross your forearms, bring your pinkies to your elbow creases, and just hang heavy. Go ahead and let your toes drop down. Good, now while you're here, you can take a deeper bend in your knees than you think you need to, and try to find more round through your spine. So even if you're super flexible in your hamstrings, just go ahead and bend your knees, it's cool. Let your chin fall towards your chest. You can even just sway side to side, maybe forward and back, maybe little circles. Just try to relax through your back, find length through your spine. And then on an exhale, release your hands towards the mat. Just leave your feet right where they are. And we're gonna roll our way up to standing. Big inhale brings us up. All the way up. Good, when you get there, just reach your hands out and up. Arms will reach nice and high, palms up. And then exhale, fold. Hands through heart center, hinge at your hips, and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. We'll find a long spine, flat back, little bend in your knees. And exhale, fold again. Inhale, back to mountain. Reach out and up. Really strong breath. And exhale, hands through heart center and hinge. Little bend at your knees, strong belly, up and over. Inhale, halfway lift. On this exhale, step back to high push-up plank pose. You can always stay here or drop to your knees. But while you're here, I want you to press the floor away and think about rounding your upper back, the space between your shoulder blades. So you can feel really activate as you press down through your palms. And now on an inhale, come on forward, shoulders over fingertips. Try to get really high. Maybe you're on off just on the tips of your big toes. and all your other toes can hover. Stay here for a moment. Breathe in, belly's in, and on an exhale, just lower all the way down to the ground. All the way down to belly down position. Good, pull the heels of your hands back. You can flip to your toenails on your mat. Pull the heels of your hands back and inhale to cobra. Just lift through the back of your neck. Good, chin is slightly tucked. Get long through your spine. And exhale, release. We're gonna do that 2 more times. So on an inhale, press your feet down, your hips down. Inhale, lift. Try to get lighter in your hands. Can you pull your elbows up more so your chest can reach forward? And then lower. 1 more time, inhale, little baby cobra. Maybe now your hands can hover. Breathe, hips down, legs are strong. And exhale, let it go. Tuck your toes under. Now move through your knees or maybe hover your knees as you press yourself to high push-up. And downward facing dog. And pedal out your feet when you get there. Little bend through your knees. On an inhale, just lift your heels away from the floor. Exhale, press them back, try to lift your toes. On an inhale, look forward, and we're gonna tiptoe up towards our hands at the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain, reach up. Maybe a little back bend at the top. Exhale, up and over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. And on an exhale, step your left foot back to find low lunge. Hands are gonna stay down around your front foot. Drop your hips, lift your heart. Exhale, round, forehead towards your knee. Again, inhale, hips low, chest through. And exhale, round. 1 more time, breathe in, drop your hips. And breathe out. Good, now maybe step your left foot in just a little bit, and I want you to plant your hands around your right foot, lean forward, and we're gonna try to press into our hands and lift this foot up as much as we can. Pull your right knee into your chest. Good, so we're in high push-up with our right knee pulled into our chest. Press the floor away, think about that strong plank position, and then drop your right knee to the mat. We're gonna find gate pose. So spin on your right knee, your right toes are gonna reach behind you, and roll so your left foot is flat. And then left hand will reach high. So it's kind of like a modified side plank position. Right hand is under your shoulder. Good, you guys look good. You got it. So reach nice and high, pull your right side body up, and then reach your left arm up and over. Can you get longer between your fingertips and your left heel? Good, press the floor away, breathe in. Good, and look down at your right hand. On an inhale, this left hand is gonna reach up and we're gonna keep moving. We're gonna come up into this gate pose, arms reach high, reach long. Good, now I want you to come into a mini warrior 2. So we're gonna pivot on this left heel and left knee is gonna press away. Good, so get that left heel under your left knee, and then we're just gonna rock into that knee and press out. So we're really looking for a lot of stretch through this inner thigh. You can bring your hands to your hips. And look down, we're getting some length across the back of this left ankle, some mobility work in this left ankle as we press the knee over the toes and press out. Here, we're gonna do that again. Press into the knee, flex the knee, and press away. Awesome, we're gonna go into this and stay for a little bit of a stretch. So press forward and feel that strength as you press your right knee down. Good, left knee still trying to roll open, but we're thinking about external rotation in this left hip. So can you keep externally rotating that hip so the knee is moving to the pinky toe side of the foot, but that's not because of your knee, it's because of your hip. So keep pressing down, breathe. Good, and on an inhale, come back out. We're gonna bring that right hand back under our shoulder, left arm's gonna reach back up and over, straighten that left leg, get long fingertips to the left heel, and come back into low lunge, hands around to the top of your mat, and step that right foot through, back to low lunge. You guys there? Awesome. Drop your hips, lift your heart, breathe in. Now on an exhale, I want you to step into your right foot and start to hover your left foot away from the floor. We're finding standing splits, but it doesn't have to be crazy. So you can just hover this left foot anywhere. Maybe the leg is gonna lift up. Looking for some length across that right hamstring. So just finding some balance on this right foot, left leg is lifted, chest drops towards the right thigh. Now I don't care if your toes are squared down or if you open them up, whatever feels good, or maybe move somewhere in between. And on an exhale, big toes together to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. And exhale, fold. On an inhale, come on up. Big breath brings you up. Find a little back bend in your mountain pose. And exhale, up and over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, right foot's gonna step back into low lunge. Good, keep your hands down, back knee lifted, drop your hips, lift your heart. And exhale, round your spine. Again, inhale, hips low, chest lifts. And exhale, round it out. Stay strong in that left glute. Drop your hips, lift your heart. And exhale, round. Good, plant your hands around your front foot. Good, maybe step your right foot in just a little bit so you can try to press away. We're gonna try to lift that left foot away from the mat as gracefully as we can and pull the left knee in towards our chest. So lift and pull. So we're in high push-up with left knee up. Lift it into our chest. We're going to set that left knee down. Pivot on the knee, left foot behind you, and you're gonna lift the right hand high into this gate pose on the left. Now I'm gonna spin around so you can see me. There we go. Right hand is lifted, and now reach up and over. So a big long line of energy from your right fingertips to your right heel. And try finding that big side body stretch right up over this hip. Breathe in. Now on this inhale, you can look down at your left hand. Right hand's gonna lift you up. We're gonna come all the way up. Reach your hands long. Awesome, we're gonna make our way into this mini warrior two. So pivot on your right heel, pull that heel in a little bit so the ankle's under your knee, and we're gonna drop into this. Good, and then, ooh, my knee popped. Did you guys hear that? Press that away. Good, you can bring your hands to your hips if you wanna just relax your shoulders. And we're just really thinking about this hip. Good, so you're thinking about externally rotating the hip. So we're trying to get that glute to rotate under as we press into that knee, finding lots of flexion through the knee, working on this ankle, keeping that heel down, and just be honest with yourself, see where you're at, and we're gonna land in this pose. So drop in, and think about keeping those hips square, left knee's pressing down, right glutes rolling under. Good, and knee is moving to the pinky toe side of that foot, but only because of our hip, right? So our knee can't be a hip, we need our hip to be a hip. So externally rotate your hip so your knee can move towards that pinky toe. Good, on an inhale, press into that heel. We're gonna come back up. Good, gaze down to the top of your mat. Left hand's gonna reach down, right hand will reach up, and then press out through that heel, get long heel to fingertips, and then go ahead and square back up, rotate on that left knee, hands are under your shoulders, press the floor away, pull the knee in, and left foot steps between your hands, back to low lunge. Just get there however you can. Good, when you're ready, we're gonna find that standing split. So the right leg is gonna lift up, and anywhere between hovering from above the ground to as high as you can get it, chest towards your thigh. If you wanna play with balance, you can lift a hand away from the floor, maybe both hands, maybe not. Just breathe. Reach your foot up high, a lot of length through that left hamstring. And on an exhale, both feet touch, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold again. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. On an inhale, reach your hands up. Find a mountain pose, palms touch above you, and exhale up and over your legs, forward fold. On an inhale, take a halfway lift, and now walk your feet out, and we're gonna find Malasana. So toes out, heels in. We already warmed up our hips a little bit to find this pose. So a couple things. We don't have a ton of time, but I wanna talk you through this. So if you're having trouble keeping your heels down here, totally cool. I get that, but I want you to be supported. So you can roll up your mat like this and put your heels on your mat like this. Or you can grab a blanket, you can grab a pillow, put your heels up on that pillow, just to give yourself some support here. Oh, and then you can kind of sit on it. That's kind of cool. Whatever. I mean, you have props in your house that you probably wouldn't normally use. So find a way into Malasana where you feel supported, but you also feel like you're not just hanging out, right? So some of you are going to drop you into this pose and you're like, yeah, whatever, I could be here all day. Okay, well, we're going to work on that. So pivot your toes in just a smidge, a little bit more forward than you want them to be. Drop your hips down, bring your elbows into your inner thighs, hands to heart center. And I want you to think about pulling your knees away from your elbows. So to do this, you're going to have to activate your glutes. Think about what it would take to get your knees to pull away from your elbows. Good, now we're going to think about just the right knee for a second. So don't worry about the left, just think about the right. And I want you to use your elbow to coax that knee out a little bit more. Just coax it out. Feel that stretch. Good, and now find the deepest place that you can go, within reason. Knee's going to press to the pinky toe side of that foot. Keep pressing the right foot down. Now hold that knee in place and pull your elbow away. For 3. Keep it locked in space. 2. And 1, come back. So knee's just going to press away. Use your elbow to just find a little bit more space. Keep it there and pull the elbow away. 3, pull the elbow away. 2, and 1, come on back. Good, now we're going to think about the left knee. So we've been here a little while, I know that. I'm going to press that into that left knee. Just coax it a little bit deeper. Don't worry about the right leg, just let that leg hang out. Hold that knee in space and pull the elbow away. 3, we're only doing this twice, you guys got this. 2, and 1, come back to it. Press the elbow, press the knee away. Feel that glute relax as you get a little bit more space. And now hold it there. Press down through the foot and pull the elbow away. 3, 2, 1. Now stay with me, last thing. Elbows into your knees. Now pull your knees away from your elbows, pull your elbows in. So both elbows in, press into your feet and lift up 1/2 inch. Keep your knees out, awesome. 3, stay here. 2, and 1, release. Hands to the floor. We're gonna find a mini prasarita, so just whatever it takes to walk your feet out just a little bit, little mini split leg forward fold, shake it out. Just bring some space back into your legs, into your knees, into your hips. And then inhale, find a halfway lift right here. And exhale, fold again. One more time, breathe in, long spine. And breathe out. Go and toe heel your big toes together to touch. And we're just gonna find a little ball pose. So lift your heels, round your forehead towards your knees, long across the back of your neck. And whenever you're ready, just make your way onto your back. You can roll down gracefully if you'd like. You can just sit down and lay down whenever you need. You guys are doing great. My glutes are still like on fire from that. That was awesome. Okay, pull your knees in. And I want you to pull your knees towards your armpits. So this is like kind of like a modified happy baby. So your knees are going to spread apart and then pull your knees into your armpits. Good. So from here, you're grabbing the tops of your shins. And I want you to think about pulling your knees so much that you can lift your tailbone up. Keep pulling your belly in. So you're looking for space across your lumbar spine. Good, so you've rounded your lumbar spine as your belly pulls in, knees are pulling in. Breathe. And release. Let your feet fall flat to the floor, but keep them wide, like outside edges of your mat wide, and then windshield wiper your knees. This should feel pretty good. Just let your knees rock side to side gently. Now when you get your knees over to the right, just stay there. So knees are gonna fall over to the right, really wide knees. So your knees are falling over to the right, and then reach your right arm long and left arm long and look over your left shoulder. So you're just gonna stay here in this really gentle twist. If your knees are really wide, you're probably feeling this stretch in that left hip, up that left glute, especially because we just worked pretty hard there. And that's cool, that's good. On an inhale, go ahead and bring the knees back up, and we're gonna let them just fall all the way over to the left. Just drop those knees over, hands can be wide, chest is wide. Drop your chin over towards your right shoulder. Just looking for that stretch across the right hip. And inhale, bring it all back to center. And hug your knees back into your chest. We're gonna come back into that kind of modified happy baby. So just pull your knees in, flex your toes back, pull your belly in so much that you might be able to hover your sacrum off of the floor. Breathe here. And release. Pull your knees into your chest. You're just gonna take just a big bear hug. Wrap your arms around your shins. You can lift your forehead if that feels good. If you want to keep it down, it's fine. Squeeze everything in. And on an exhale, just straighten everything out. So back to that same starting the position we started class in. So relax your legs straight. Palms can be up this time, and just let your feet fall away from each other. Palms relax up. So while you're here, I want you to imagine that you could just lengthen across your back. Your hips can sink down into the mat. Try to let your feet relax and fall away from each other. And find more space across your collarbones. Stay here and breathe. Come back to your breath. Let yourself feel grounded, supported. Allow yourself this moment just to let everything sink in. So that wasn't a long time to move, but that was a lot to ask of your body, right? We're at end range in your hips, looking for more space, building strength. Give yourself, your nervous system, a chance to just settle down, to know that you're okay, that you can work in that space, and everything's fine. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Let your breath come a little bit deeper into your lungs. Feel your belly rise. And when you're ready, just make your way over to one side. Just find a way to roll over gently, just waking up your body. And whenever you're ready, just make your way up to a comfortable seat. And we'll all meet here. Awesome, guys. Let's bring your hands to our thighs. Let your shoulders roll down your back. And you can just at neutral, take a big inhale through your nose. And open your mouth, let it go. We'll do one more breath together. Breathe in. And breathe out. Thank you guys so much for being here this morning, for staying with this, for joining me for practice. Namaste. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the opportunity to do this with you guys. Thank you, Josh. I know you're there somewhere. Where are you?
Right here.
There you are.
Thank you, Tani. I'm sure we all appreciated it.
I hope you guys feel good.
It was the perfect thing to get me moving.
Perfect. Well, you guys have a great Easter. I hope you can get outside, hunt for some eggs in your yard without anybody else, right? That's what I'm gonna do. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye. It was
Thank
good.
you all.
Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.
Thanks, Tony.
Absolutely. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.